ourselves targets, and we have set ourselves a vision of engagement for the future. I'm happy to share with you that we were able to make headway in the visa issue that was lingering on for years, and the Foreign Minister has played a very important role in recognizing our desire and our need. I'm also happy to share with you that they have appreciated Pakistan's contribution in challenging COVID-19 times when they required medical technicians for Kuwait. Pakistan was forthcoming. And looking at the professionalism provided by our doctors and nursing staff, they have expressed an interest of inviting more doctors and nurses and technicians to Kuwait. That is again a very welcome development. We've agreed to increase our bilateral trade. We've looked at areas where investments can be promoted in Kuwait and in Pakistan. We've looked at developing linkages between Gwadar and Mubarak al-Kabir port in Kuwait, and many other areas, multilateral cooperation. We've agreed to support each other in so many areas. And I wanted to thank the Foreign Minister that he accepted my invitation when we met in Niamey on the sidelines of the CFM. He promised to come to Pakistan, and in these challenging COVID times, he is here. He delivered on his promise. And not just delivered on his promise, I have seen in him such warmth, affection for Pakistan, and a willingness to move ahead in our bilateral relations. I want to acknowledge and appreciate the role played by His Excellency the Foreign Minister and the Kuwaiti leadership in diffusing tensions within the GCC. And we've had a discussion over dinner on how things have moved ahead. He was in Riyadh a day before, and he shared the developments that are evolving. And inshallah, we hope with the leadership and the vision provided by them, we can look for, inshallah, a closure in Yemen that Pakistan feels, and the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Imran Khan, has always said, an unnecessary war. We will do our best to bring the Ummah together. So thank you, Foreign Minister. Thank you for coming.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. My brother, Mahmoud Qarishi, my ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming this late at night and very abruptly. As my brother Mahmoud has said, I'm here on the invitation of my brother, the Foreign Minister of Pakistan, and under the instructions of the leadership of Kuwait to enhance and promote even further all fields of cooperation between the state of Kuwait and Pakistan. The historical ties that Kuwait has with Pakistan now is about 58 years. And we recall the position of Pakistan, especially in our darkest time. Pakistan was solid in its stance against the Iraqi occupation of Kuwait back in 1990, and stood with us shoulder to shoulder until the liberation of Kuwait, but also in maintaining and implementing United Nations Security Council resolution in maintaining the security, stability, and sovereignty of Kuwait. And after that, now, as we all are facing this pandemic, we truly do think that no one is immune until all of us are immune. And that's why Pakistan again, with the White Army of Pakistan in the same trench with their Kuwaiti brethren in combating this disease, which is very much appreciated by all Kuwaitis. Today in the morning, I had the honor to meet the Prime Minister of Pakistan, His Excellency Imran Khan, where I delivered a message from His Highness the Prime Minister of Kuwait, Sheikh Sabah Al Khalid. The letter only solidifies the beautiful story that exists between Kuwait and Pakistan, and laid forward the orientation of our work for the future. We would like for our relationship to be more institutionalized, and this was the core of our meeting, and to have a clear indicator of the level of cooperation in all fields of the sector and how we can move it and promote it even further. The Pakistani community in Kuwait is an integral part of the development of Kuwait and contributor in our economy, and we are proud of this matter. The issue of visa is being handled seriously, and members of the delegations have met today to discuss the mechanism for this matter. We have discussed also some of the regional and international challenges that we are facing. We truly do thank and commend the position of Pakistan during the GCC rift in maintaining neutrality and support of the late His Highness Sheikh Sabah mediation effort and Kuwait mediation effort. And thank God now that this issue has been solved. We thank Pakistan for their position in this regard. And also we have discussed means and ways to implement and strengthen our cooperation in regional and international organizations, among them OIC and also United Nations. I truly do thank my brother Mahmoud for all of the hospitality that I have received with my delegation, and we are looking forward for a beautiful future ahead. Thank you, sir.
The Honorable Foreign Ministers have agreed to take few questions. So please introduce your channel and also indicate who your question is addressed to. Ji Namra.
Thank you. My name is Namra. I'm from Pakistan Television. Sir, my question is to the Foreign Minister of Kuwait. Pakistan has recently sent some medical professionals to Kuwait. How is your experience with that, and do you intend to cooperate more with Pakistan in this area?
Pakistan not only has sent this time, but also during the direst moments last year, when all of the countries around the world were perturbed by this new pandemic and were just trying to navigate in a very dark and treacherous waters. They have sent medical team to help us in combating this disease, and it's still going on. Our impression, and here I want to be more objective, is it's not us, but all of the caretaker receivers have expressed their great admiration for the high-level skills, professionalism, empathy and sympathy that Pakistani medical team have done in Kuwait. And we are even looking for future cooperation in this field.
is Saima Shabir.
Thank you, sir. Saima Shabir from Arab News. It's a pleasure to have you here, sir. Thank you very much for your visit. Sir, my question is about the visa. As you said that the issue has been resolved and sorted out. And secondly, sir, Mr. Quraishi, you have told that a roadmap, proper roadmap has been discussed between the two foreign ministers. Kindly, if you can, sir, give a little detail about that roadmap and about the trade between two countries, how to enhance that. Thank you.
You want to go? Well, we discussed this morning the level of bilateral trade between Kuwait and Pakistan. Our bilateral trade is slightly over $1 billion, but it is nowhere near its potential. We feel by better institutional arrangements and more engagement, it can go up many-fold. We also see good prospects for investments, and I shared with the foreign minister the friendly regime that we have in place, the high rate of returns people are making who've invested in Pakistan, the ease of doing business and how Pakistan's ranking has gone up, and why Pakistan should be an attractive destination for Kuwaiti investment. I also shared with him the opportunities that special economic zones are offering, the incentives that are being offered, the Gawadar zone and other, zones that we are coming up under CPEC. I also discussed that, the connectivity that it will promote. We have now a clear roadmap, and we can share that with you. It's not a classified document. We can share it with the media, what we've agreed upon, how to move forward in different areas, in promotion of cultural ties, people-to-people linkages, in enhancing our cooperation in the field of education. We feel that we can contribute a lot, and I'm happy to share with you that the trajectory of our military cooperation is very positive, and I see further engagement in that affair also.
Sir,
Yeah.
you wanted to say something?
Thank you so much. And I would only reiterate what my dear brother, the Foreign Minister of Pakistan, mentioned. There are lots of potential in cooperation that's still untapped or untapped successfully. So this is what we are concentrating on. We think also that even the pandemic and COVID is a crisis, but it's also a means of opportunities for all of us. Enhancing, as I said, the medical institutions, sharing expertise in this regard, learning from this such dire experience to have a more immune, potentially, eventually, if such a pandemic reoccurs in the future is important for both countries. And also, when we're mentioning food security, we think that one of the repercussions of this pandemic, not only for Kuwait and for Pakistan, but the whole world, is food security. So complementarity policy in this matter is very important, crucial, and we have discussed this matter. Education, but also IT integration is very important, and those three sectors are some of the sectors that we would enhance our cooperation in this matter. Regarding the visa issue, the relationship between Kuwait and Pakistan is a historical and strong relationship. And rest assured, we don't want it to be singled out only by this matter. And that's why we have had the instruction of my leadership to handle this matter seriously, and now there is a mechanism for this issue to be solved once and for all. The skilled labor force of Pakistan are contributing in our development, as I have said, and we are proud of all of them. Thank you.
GNS, please.
Thank you so much, sir. Anas from correspondent. My questions are for the visiting delegate. So, two-part questions. Firstly, does Kuwait have any plans of enhancing its investment within the country, within Pakistan? And if so, what are those areas of interest? That is number one. Number two, you mentioned about the rift between GCC. There's a rift that is recently there as well between the two neighbors. You're coming from India. What would Kuwait want to play its role to mediate a solution or a peace between Pakistan and India, because Kashmir has been that sticking point? Would Kuwait want to mediate because you're coming directly from India to Pakistan? So my questions on that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Regarding enhancing investment, we think that now especially the legislations in Pakistan are very encouraging for foreign investment, Kuwait and others. We have a very vivid private sector in Kuwait, and they have also an adventurous soul. Pakistan is very close to us. It only needs some avenues to further put more awareness and exploration in this matter. Likewise in Kuwait, we have lots of regulation that would enhance and secure and encourage foreign investment in Kuwait. So it's a win-win situation, and we welcome the same thing, the private sector and investors of Pakistanis in Kuwait. Regarding the issue between India and Pakistan, Kuwait's position is clear. It goes along with United Nations Security Council resolutions and all of the resolutions of OIC. We don't want at all any close friends, neighboring countries to enter into tension. We would want all of the issues to be solved amicably, and whatever Kuwait can do on this behalf, Kuwait will not hesitate.
Ji, please.
Thank you very much, sir. This is Navi Siddiqui from Ground News. My question from both the foreign ministers. Kuwait had been a long time white oil product supplier to Pakistan, and they had an ambitious plan to build a white oil product refinery in Pakistan. Number one. Second part of my question regarding there are some problem being faced by the Pakistani manpower in Kuwait. They are worried about their job security. What will happen in the future? Thank you.
I would like to, I thanked the foreign minister when we met earlier on for being very generous and sensitive to the livelihoods of Pakistanis working in Kuwait. And the response that I received was very encouraging. He is sensitive. He has acknowledged the positive contributions of the Pakistani community, our diaspora in Kuwait, and inshallah, in the days ahead, there are new opportunities for Pakistanis in Kuwait. I also shared with the foreign minister the opportunities of oil exploration in Pakistan. They have the expertise, and we feel that there is potential. And here again, we can collaborate.
Is it okay? Is it okay? Did he respond or not?
What about oil refinery?
No, let me just re-stress everything that my dear brother and colleague mentioned. If it's the Pakistani diaspora, we are proud, privileged to have them, and they are our brothers and our bread and butter. And as I have mentioned, a major and vital contributor of our development. There is no reason to be afraid. The only thing that Kuwait and any other country, Pakistan or other, is illegal residence. And this is what we are dealing with, is illegal residence. And we have some legislation on this matter. Oil, the cooperation is going well. And we have a KOC office here in Pakistan. We think that we can do more. There is a room for exploring even more avenues of cooperation. We hope that now, as we are institutionalizing our cooperation, we can handle each and every sector properly so we can move forward.
Ji, please.
Okay, I'm Shabir Ahmed from PTP World. My question is with the Honorable President of Foreign Minister, that as both Foreign Ministers have said that Pakistan and Kuwait have discussed a clear roadmap, and Foreign Minister Quraishi has explained it as well. But any specific areas of interest, just like different Arab countries, they have invested in petrochemicals and minerals in Pakistan. So any specific area in which Kuwait would be interested, especially in investment in Pakistan? And second question, my part of the question is that whether any plan to increase B2B meetings and B2B cooperation as well, because that is also one of the major area which is almost lacking between the two countries.
Well, thank you so much. And I don't think that it's fair for our cooperation to single out with one sector or another sector. The catalog and the panorama of fields of cooperation are vast and numerous, and we would want and we would like to enhance them in a very objective and credible manner in the future. So it will not be fair for our historical and strong heritage to have it only in one sector. And it's a beautiful story with lots of chapters. And I can tell you each and every one of them, if being education, being, as now we are saying, health sector, energy, engineers, and other areas as well, security, military. I can go on, and I will let you be here for the rest of the night. So let's leave it like that. And as my brother Mahmoud has said, the roadmap is not a secret document. We will come later on with each field, and once it's finalized, and we will have now the clear status of our cooperation and what we are envisaging in the next 5 years in each and every field.
I'll just add a sentence to that. The relationship that I've developed with the foreign minister, I can say with confidence, sky is the limit.
So we can have one last question, please, Ian.
Anwar Abbas here from Goal News. Excellency, Pakistan and Kuwait, they both have a very good role in playing a mediatory role between various crises and nations. So do you, my question is to both of you. Do you have any plan to play any mediation on Yemen crisis as well? Because there is the UN has expressed concerns of famine over there due to war, and it has been long time the war is continuing there. So as we played mediatory role between GCC countries, so do you have any plan to play any mediation between Saudi Arabia and Yemen or other parties? Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. And the Yemen ongoing conflict is a matter of great concern for Kuwait and all GCC countries. As a matter of fact, 5 years ago, back in 2016, we have hosted the Yemenis for over 100 days in Kuwait, trying to solve this crisis, but unfortunately to no avail. We are an integral part of the coalition in supporting the legitimacy in Yemen, and we GCC just recently, as my brother Mahmoud mentioned yesterday, the GCC foreign minister expressed their intention for the importance of resumption of the political process. We call on the Houthis to halt and stop any attacks on Saudi Arabia and Saudi Arabia sovereignty, and again to be more engaged with the political process and to resume the political dialogue. The references of legitimacy in Yemen are well known, and Kuwait do support the UN Special Envoy and also the new US Special Envoy for Yemen. Saying all that, there is no way in Yemen but the political process. And Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and our other GCC brethren are on board for this dire crisis situation there to meet the end of days, hopefully in the near future, and for the Yemenis to have a better future in the near horizon.
Well, I did touch on it earlier on, and I see new opportunities for dialogue and diplomacy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.